Yeah, it was a little messy there in the second quarter, but
I don't know what we thought. But, not playing Andy Dalton, then we played Ed Wesley or Jeremy Curley. Jeremy Curley didn't play all game. His ankle still just wasn't ready yet. So he'll be ready by the bowl. Andy will be fine. We just didn't want to take any chances. So
what happened to him? Elbow?
He got hit on the elbow, so his arm went numb a little bit. So but he was fine at the end of the game. We just didn't want to. There was no sense in doing anything foolish.
well, you guys came out so fast and played great for first quarter in a few minutes. Did a couple turnovers, kind of.
Well, yeah, I mean they had 17 points and they had 90 yards. I mean it's you can't turn the ball over, especially when you play in somebody else's house. And, but 2 weeks off coming in, we knew that New Mexico had nothing to lose. We knew initially that they were gonna come after us, and they worked hard at it. They played well on defense, got a couple takeaways, and you got to give them credit.
Did you stay up late and watch the Nevada game?
Yes.
What was your
I was working anyway. Well, it's one of those things. Sometimes you let a home team hang out, especially in that kind of game. And I feel, to be honest with you, I felt bad for Boise State too. I mean, I know how hard they work to get where they're at. We've been down the same road, so I mean, it's.
Do you feel like took any pressure off you guys? That Boise's pushing you guys from behind. Do you feel like their loss took any pressure off?
No, in fact, I thought it was actually more pressure. Because then you're playing for a chance to either go possibly to the Rose or play for a national championship if you can win out. And but I told him I thought I made a mistake in the San Diego State game. I talked about last game in Amon Carter Stadium, wins, last day for the seniors, go down the road of everything else. And so I told him this was just about New Mexico. We need to take care of our business. Obviously, they were watching the game last night. I was worried they didn't get their sleep because when the game was over, I walked out into the hotel and, it's straight up and everybody was out of their room. So at 12:30 at night, so I was a little bit worried about getting some sleep, getting them back in doing the things they do. So they were paying attention.
Is it too early to ask you to look ahead?
Well, I don't know what you talk about. The key is we got to wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
We're going to have this Sunday to go through, and then we're going to have next Sunday to go through. So, and next Sunday we're blowing up our stadium and start building it from the beginning. So a lot of things going on, and then later on in January we'll have the Super Bowl practice. AFC teams practicing at our place. So a lot of great things going on.
But just the fact that you guys appear to be headed to the Rose Bowl now, I mean, this is obviously everything you were hoping for or close to it.
Well, I'll be honest with you, it is, but I'm still not counting out, one of those other two teams. One's playing in a rivalry game and one's playing in the SEC championship game. So, there's still a lot of football left.
Any advice for Coach Spurrier next week?
Score one more point.
This senior class, you've been talking about it all year. 43 wins, breaks another record. That's 3 years in a row that the senior class has topped the one before.
Yeah.
Some of these guys.
Well, it's the key is I think this group here has done a great job of teaching the younger guys. It's like at halftime, I come in, I just told them, I said, it's not what we're about, the way we were acting. So you come in, we lost our quarterback. We started to panic a little bit. So look, settle down, go play your game, go do what you're supposed to do. And this group for the last 3 years has been very workmanlike. They haven't been that high or low. And, we've had teams that have been more emotional. And then, when they're really high, they're really high. And then when they're not ready to play, they're not ready to play. And this group, as a general rule, has done a really good job on the road, and that's where you're going to win championships. Everybody plays good at home. How do you play on the road and how do you handle those kind of things? And this group's done that. Even today, without an Andy Dalton, once Casey Paha settled down, we played 5 or 6 running backs. We ran the ball. Like I told you, we ran the ball probably the last quarter and a half, and we didn't throw a pass. And I'm not going to quit doing what's right, and they knew I was trying to do what was right at the sake of a national championship. So my kids understand why I'm going to do it.
How important was the short field that you guys got about 3 times in a row?
Well, it helps. Obviously, when you do it, and when you have punt returns and then defense, and it was cool because Curtis Clay was, he hasn't really returned for us for his 4 years he's been here, and he came in for Curley, and then also Sky Dawson did. So it's always fun when everybody gets a chance to contribute in your team. Not always that happen And so be a chance to be a part of it. Once they loosened up, everything was fine.
Coach, which players got you with the Gatorade? Did you see
Well,
who
I
it
didn't
was?
see him, but I'm going to get Tank credit because he was the one that diverted my attention.
Well, how did he do that?
Coach, if we would have lost this game, would this
How
been
did
a
you
tie?
respond
And
to
who would
that?
that? Huh?
How did you respond to that question?
Like with an because I got hit with a big bucket. As you can feel.
I can smell it. I can smell the Gatorade.
no doubt about it.
Nice.
Was there a certain benchmark that you had in your mind if the score got, I don't know, if the point differential was X, that you would pull back, or
Well,
what
we
was it
pulled
that-
out. No, I knew in the middle of the third quarter after we got up that we weren't going to do anymore. And we ran the ball, and if you're running it in, I can't do anything else more about it. And then we got some short fields on some punt returns and a couple turnovers. But I talked to them after the game. They knew that I was from about the middle, about with 4 or 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter, all the way through the fourth quarter. That I've gone to where it was at the UNLV game where I took 3 knees on the 12-yard line. So I just think I'm trying to do what's right for college football.
So it's okay if it's not 72-0.
Yeah, so it's 40 or 50. Seriously, it's kind of like one of those, at some point in time, somebody has to be able to teach lessons. And so my kids will understand. And that was the thing I was upset in the first half. We had 4 personal fouls because we were frustrated because it wasn't going the way we thought it was supposed to go. Okay, and for whatever reason that is, because I told them how New Mexico was going to come out. And then, then they calmed down and they started acting the way they're supposed to, and you get what you get. And then they found out that they play a lot better when they do that. So
If the game had somehow remained close, would have Andy come back?
I don't, probably not.
And were you happy with what you saw from Casey?
Yeah, I did. I thought he did a great job because I had split time with him and Yogi in practice. So Casey, really what we did is we went back and ran our base offense. Not the game plan offense. We just went back and ran our base offense against the base 4-3 defense. It's like, okay, we're going to make this real simple. We're going to go back. We're going to run what we do every day in practice. And everybody kind of calmed down when we did that. And Justin and Jared did a great job of just saying, okay, here's how it is.
Well, like you said, it's their job to stop you too.
Yeah, there's some of that, how you call those plays sometimes also. But, if you'll notice, if you just watch the film, we ran a lot of just inside zone.
Yeah.
Just trying to move it, keep the ball in the middle of the field, keep the clock going, go about our business. If we wouldn't have made the 1 touchdown, I would have kicked the field goal even on the last touchdown. The last 2, and I did kick even in the first quarter was on the 1. We could have went on 4th, and I think it was 4th and 1 or 2, and I kicked the field goal to make it 24. So and they hadn't scored yet. So you got to do the right things.
What are your plans for this coming week? Any sort of publicity for the program, anything like that?
Now, what we'll do is we'll go out recruiting. I've already done already did my 2 cents. By going up to ESPN, and I thought, one of the things I wanted to do up there is I wanted to make sure we were in front of people, but we didn't want to beat our chest. What we want to do is just make sure. And I said plenty of good things about Boise State and everybody else that was up there because, you're there to represent college football. It's pretty hard to talk out of one side of your mouth and then do it differently the other way.
Yeah.
But I think it helped. One of the things I look so intense on the sidelines just to see me laid back is most people that meet me out the field are really surprised when they see me opposite, so or vice versa. So it's but we're going to get back in the weight room. We're going to get to lifting. We're going to finish up academically. See how this week goes down. We got some guys that need to get healed up. We need to start getting bigger and stronger because no matter who we're going to play, they're going to be good. So for us, we're going to have a month-line process of how we get back to play our best football game on whatever date that we get an opportunity to play.
Do you ever get a chance to sit back and think of all the things you've accomplished since you first got there? How far you've come?
Oh, no, I haven't looked down the mountain very much. With the new facility, with $130 million raised for the new stadium, locker room, weight room, training room, right now they're tearing down as we speak. And everything else is done in all the games we've won. And, I've been just as proud because I've been at TCU for 13 years of everything they've done on the other side of the street. My wife and I gave to the education building academically, the new student center, 4 new dorms, new recreation center, I mean, you can just go down the list. TCU has really changed in the 13 years I've been there, and that's one of the reasons why I think academically, you know, application-wise, we went from about 4,000 to almost 18, 19,000 applications for 1,500 students. It's you know, it's a great place to be at.
One thing on X's and O's in the first half, you guys, 3 times Andy found a wide receiver completely uncovered. Was there something you guys were seeing that they were
No,
doing?
two of them were busted plays. I think he pumped it, and they reacted to something. The guy kept running. The one on the back wheel was a planned play. They were overplaying the boot, and the linebacker didn't cover the back coming out of the backfield. They did the same play on us.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
Happy
Congratulations.
holidays to you.